Hi, this is Neil Bouchard from Redmond, Utah. I've had a lot of experience with Redmond Clay, and I'd like to share a story with you regarding what it does for spider bites. Now, it's important at your house to have on hand Redmond Clay in a jar, already mixed up, ready to use, and also in this situation, the other part, what they used was a strip of ace bandage. So what had happened, a fellow was bitten by a brown recluse on the forearm. When my friend saw the arm, most of the arm, she said, looked like third-degree burns. But in the center of the arm, where the bite was, there was a circle of flesh, 2 or 3 inch circle of flesh that looked like raw hamburger. She said it looked just like the hamburger in the meat counter of the grocery store. And he had been treating this wound for 2 or 3 weeks, and it wasn't getting any better, so he was desperate. And so he was willing to try the clay. So they took the Redmond Clay mud, and they put a thick layer on the wound, and covered the whole arm, and they didn't put it on like lotion. They put it on 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch thick. And then they wrapped it with an ace bandage. He said that with the clay on there and wrapped with the ace bandage, his pain level went down immensely, immediately went down almost to nothing. Every day he would take off the ace bandage and he would stick his arm under the faucet of the kitchen sink. And any clay that washed off, washed off. Any clay that stuck to the wound, down inside that crater, the hamburger type tissue, he just left. Didn't scrub it, just left that clay, put new clay on, and rewrapped it with the ace bandage. 1 week to the day, it was 90% healed. He went back to the doctor to show the doctor the improvement, thinking the doctor would be impressed and want to know what he had done. The doctor looked at it and said, well, now I know it wasn't a brown recluse. This guy just about decked him. He said, I wanted to punch his lights out. He said, what do you mean, doc? You've been treating this thing for 3 weeks as a brown recluse. The doctor simply said, brown recluse bites can't heal like that, so it must not have been a brown recluse. A week later, it was 100% healed. Now, we've seen dozens of brown recluse bites heal like that, and even better, especially if you don't wait 2 weeks before you start to use it. I'll share one more brown recluse story with you. There was a gal from Tennessee who called, who said that her son had been bitten by a brown recluse. By the time he got home, it had already begun to crater. And she sat down on the sofa and just began to cry. Because as an RN, the only RN in her local hospital, she knew what she could do for him there, and she said there was no need to rush to the hospital because she said there was not that much I could do for him. As she was sitting there on the sofa, holding her son, sobbing, wondering how much of the arm, the flesh they might lose with this, as she sat there sobbing and praying, she felt impressed to get up and pack it in Redmond Clay. And so she did, packed the arm in Redmond Clay, wrapped it with a towel to hold it in place. She said they changed it every day, and within 3 days, she said it was done. It was healed in just 3 days. So that's the reason why you want to have the Redmond Clay gel mixed up in advance in the cupboard, all ready